Thank you, Jess, and welcome back to Tuesday's Tax Tips with our good friend Andy Stadler. Today we're tackling the topics of dependents and exemptions, and it seems like a simple question, Andy, but there are a lot of things that go into establishing a dependent and some confusion out there for people who think they may have dependents.
Yeah, that's right. You said exactly the correct words. It seems simple, but it's actually fairly complicated.
It is. So what is a dependent?
Well, a dependent typically is going to be a blood relative. It's going to be your own son, your own daughter, or if you're married, your stepson, stepdaughter, or niece or nephew. It's basically looking at a bloodline. If your girlfriend's living with you and they're not related to you, they're their child, typically you cannot claim that child as a dependent.
And it's not just children. You can claim your parents.
That's right, your parents. If you're caring for your parents, whether they're in your home with you or they're in their own home or in a nursing home, you can also claim them as long as you're supporting them. You got to be able to support them more than what they're supporting themselves. And that's the second part of looking at a dependency test is, are they related to you, and then are you supporting them? And then the third one is, are they a U.S. citizen? In this area, that's probably not going to be a problem, but you need to look at that as well.
Is there a simple way to figure out whether or not you support them? You said more than they do. Is that?
Yeah.
Is it 50%?
It is 50%. The rule. Basically, if you're looking at your parents or you're looking at a child that's in high school that maybe is working outside the job or working during high school, is basically look at their income, and then we look at your income. As long as your income is at least 50% higher, then typically you can claim them as a dependent.
And also, a lot of people think 18, they're no longer a dependent. That's not the case, particularly if they're in college.
That's right. All the way up to the age of 24, as long as they're in school and college, you can claim them all the way up to the age of 24. And you probably really want to do that because you get a really nice tax credit if they're in college. It's called American Opportunity Credit, and that's a big credit, so you want to claim them through those college years.
All right. Now, here's a simple question as well. Do I have to file a federal return?
Yeah.
I know my brother who is on, disability income. I don't think he does, or if you ask him, he wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So
actually, we get that question a lot. People's calling us and asking, do I need to file this year? They're on disability or they've retired recently. And basically the standard, we look at your income levels. If you're a single person and your total income is less than $6,000, then you don't need to file a federal return, but you probably need to file a state return. As a married couple, if it's less than $12,000, you do not need to file a federal return, but again, you'll probably need to file a state. But there's going to be some other reasons, even if your income is less than that you still would want to file. If you have a child in your home with you and you got some income, even less than $6,000, you want to go ahead and file to get the earned income tax credit and the child tax credit. If you got a child in college and your income is under that $6,000 or $12,000 mark, again, you want to go ahead and file because you're going to get some really nice college tax credits for that dependent.
kind of lower income folks do get quite a bit of break.
There is. There's a lot of additional credits out there.
Okay, let's talk about some exotic terms here that I saw down here, an EA, an enrolled agent. What does that mean?
Well, an enrolled agent, that means that you've been licensed by the Internal Revenue Service or Department of Treasury. It's an extensive test you got to go through, and at that point, the Department of Treasury recognizes you as a tax expert.
I see.
And it gives you authorization to represent people before the IRS. So in case they get audited, you can go and defend them. It's not like a lawyer. We're not a lawyer, but something like that before the IRS.
Are you an enrolled agent?
I am an enrolled agent.
Oh,
And most of my
nice to know
staff,
you.
yes.
Most of your staff
Most
are
of my staff is an
enrolled
enrolled agent.
Well, it really could come into play if there ever is a concern brought up by the IRS.
It is. And the enrolled agents are your tax experts. And if you want to find an enrolled agent here in Terre Haute area, there's a lot of them around. Go to inea.biz, and it gives you a list of everyone in Terre Haute.
All right. If you have any more questions for Andy, call his Terre Haute office at 478-2800 or the toll-free number out of town, 800-447-2015. And for more information, you can also log on to mywadashvalley.com, click on Valley Experts, and then our own expert, Stadler Tax. Andy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is the time.
It is.
Okay.